To say that I expected a lot of great things from Steamworld Heist 2 will be a blatant lie, because other than original Steamworld Dig, I haven't played a lot of Steamworld games, and there are quite a lot of them. If you're not gonna watch any more of this video, let me tell you just one thing. The fact that at the moment of recording this game has less than 700 reviews on Steam is simply criminal, and the fact that only 20 to 30,000 people only own this is also crime, because 96% overwhelmingly positive review score of this game is not lying. This game is really good. And if you want my short answer, whether this game is absolutely worth it to get or not, the answer is absolutely yes. This game is insanely fun and a very amazing experience, giving you 30 to 40 hours of gameplay on average, which is very handcrafted, very beautiful looking, and very beautiful sounding. And all this in a package that can run absolutely smoothly on anything, including handheld PCs. But yeah, game is really good and most people loved it. Is not giving any justice to this game, so let me just explain what this game actually is. So Steamworld Heist 2 is the sequel to, well, Steamworld Heist, and this game is turn-based tactical strategy game, which also can be classified as RPG as well, because you're actually leveling up your characters, you'll be having some builds, you have some RPG elements, etc, etc. This is through a naval game. No, not everything is happening on the ships, but the world itself is naval based. In this game, world is populated by robots. Some are steam powered, some are diesel powered, but they are all robots. And in this world, the water is corrupted, corroding and destroying the robots that are using this water, and your goal is to find out what is happening around you. And the game can be divided into two separate parts. First is an overworld part, which is happening in real time. You're controlling a submarine, which at the beginning of the game is not able to submerge at first, but at the later stages you will be able to submerge, and you're exploring this world around you, visiting from place to place, and also having a real-time combat. It's not really complicated. It plays like a twin stick shooter or something like Vampire Survivors. All you need is to line up the shot, and the game actually shoots automatically. And this overworld part allows you to travel from place to place, from mission to mission. And the missions themselves were the second part of the game actually start, and that is a turn-based tactical part. When you get to different places, you have to choose a certain amount of crew members, and this can be from 1 to 5 depending on the mission, and you have to complete heists. Heist-wise, you need to complete the set of objectives, and also will steal some loot. And this part of the game is incredibly beautiful and incredibly deep. And first reason for this is your crew members. Each crew member has their own specific class, and also different sets of abilities, which you can level up by playing the game. And all of them have quite a lot of different abilities and also different personalities as well. But actual class itself also is dictated by what type of weapons they're carrying. And you can actually loot different types of weapons and equip different types of weapons, and also upgrade these weapons to fit the different needs. And weapons are also very different. And main difference is in aiming. You see, you need to manually aim your weapons in this game. And not all weapons have visible aim, meaning that not all weapons have actually lines showing you where the shot will actually land. For some weapons, you can only just point the weapon in a general direction and just shoot, hoping that you will actually hit. Or rather, not hoping, it's actually kind of a matter of skill. Most of the bullets will actually bounce off the walls as well, meaning that you can actually line up impossible shots, hitting enemies that you do not have a clear line of sight with, or even hitting multiple enemies that you will never have a clear line of sight. Paired with the cover mechanics and different type of abilities all different classes are bringing to table, this game gives you quite deep and quite interesting gameplay. And because every single mission is not randomly generated and is specifically handcrafted, every mission will also be very different. An important part that you understand is that most of the missions are actually heists, meaning that you don't actually need to kill everyone on a level in order to progress. In most of the cases, if you trigger alarm, enemies will be spawning on regular intervals, basically infinitely, and your goal will be just to run away and getting to escape hatch as quickly as possible to avoid, well, being destroyed. And speaking of being destroyed, this game does not have really big penalties on that as well, because if you lose all your crew members, you will just start all over again. I mean, start the level all over again, not the game all over again. Or you can just load the game just a few turns before that to just fix the mistakes that you made before. And for that reason, game is not very punishing, which is very good. But speaking of punishing, game's difficulty can also be quite a challenge as well, because difficulty can spike quite a lot, and you have to be very careful on what type of difficulties you play. But also decreasing the difficulty and or increasing it is not really a big issue. And the game also has a custom difficulty where you can actually set up the sliders for a lot of different parameters, basically tailoring games for your own needs, making it as easy as you want or as difficult as you want. And all of this makes quite an interesting experience. And paired up with game's visual and game story, it's also quite good looking experience as well. Also, one thing that I want to note is the sound of the game. The sound of the game is incredible. Shootings and explosions feel very very satisfying. And paired with visuals like the time slowdowns, it feels and looks absolutely amazing to land shots, especially the impossible shots. Game also has quite an interesting soundtrack, which many plays in taverns, which is basically your place to end your day, because this game actually has a kind of like an end of day or long rest, if you want to call it, mechanics. And all of this makes game sound incredibly beautiful. The important note, as for the performance, game is incredibly easy to run, and I actually completed the absolute majority of the game on my Lenovo Legion Go, which played absolutely beautiful, including on a higher resolutions like 1080p or even 1440p. But anything and everything can break if the game's price is not right. So what about this one? Well, in this case, well, I think the game's price is absolutely on the spot, because this is not a full $60 game, it's actually a $30 game. And in my opinion, this game is absolutely worth every single cent. And I think the price of the game is one of the reasons of it's kind of like a not downfall, but kind of not getting as popular. Because seeing the $30 price, people do not think that this game actually has enough gameplay for this price, because it's an indie game, which is wrong. This game has easy 40-hour plus content, which will keep you busy for really long time. And every single hour from it will be very interesting. And this 40 hours is just an average. You can actually make this game last a little longer as well. So for $30 getting 40-hour plus gameplay, yeah, sign me up. And I think that these games like that deserve all the attention they can get. And if you like them, respect indie titles that respect you and your time, you should give Steamworld Heist 2 a go. And if you like to respect your time and want to spend a lot of it gaming, you probably like strategy games, so you can watch my list of best 27 strategy games right here. Or maybe you prefer RPGs, you can watch my list of best 27 best RPGs right here as well. And don't forget to subscribe right here as well. Thank you for being here with me, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take care.